Hello and welcome to another Maximum Power Up video. As mentioned before, it's not just going to be retro games that we're going to be talking about, we're also going to be talking about more modern platforms. Obviously your Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4. I've still not got around to getting a PS4 myself yet. Hopefully that's something I will sort out at some point within the next few months. Now there's more and more games coming out for it. What I want to quickly do is, after posting a video showing some of my retro stuff, as featured another video, is just quickly go through the few PS3 games I've got. So obviously don't class it as retro yet, you know, it's not old enough. Some of the games, you know, are quite early releases, but anyway, here we go. Seems to have like a reason for picking up, you know, each title. Some not so good, but for some reason, you know, I've ended up buying it. First of all, I'm going to start with the party games, which I usually am quite a fan of. So after playing the early games on PS2, I've gone for a couple of the SingStar discs. SingStar started to die out until they've recently relaunched it, where now you can obviously use your mobile phone as a microphone, which obviously does make it quite a bit more, you know, cost effective, because we're, you know, buying the wireless microphones like I did a while back, you know, it would set you back £20 to £30. Yeah, I know you could get wired ones, but obviously then, you know, you're dragging around wires when you've got loads of people around. Obviously quite a few different SingStar discs. We did the ABBA, we did the Queen, we did Take That, and a few others. I've mainly gone for these because it was a decent mixture of, you know, like a bit of more indie rock that I like and a few pop punk type things. And obviously I bought a lot more tracks from SingStar. Anyway, moving on, being more into me rock and metal over years, that's led to me buying these. This is basically my, well, first of all, a couple of rock band discs. Here we have rock band Beatles and Green Day. Basically, not a massive fan of Beatles. My wife tends to go on that one more than me, although there are a few tracks I do like. But basically, most of the family is into Green Day, so that does get quite a bit of a go on, especially as well, you know, having a couple of guitars, the microphone, the drum set as well. So it's obviously good, you know, to have a few people around and playing on that. Same as Guitar Hero Metallica, one of my favourite bands. Loads of good tracks on there, but some of them are on for absolutely ages, and you're absolutely shattered through some of those 7 or 8 minute songs. Okay, we've also got, bearing in mind Guitar Hero games started out on PS2, a series that sort of lost its way a bit, and by the time it did get to, just find it, Warriors of Rock, it was a bit more story driven, and I'd lost interest a little bit by then, you know. It just seemed like less about the music. Obviously you could buy more tracks as well on the you know, PlayStation Network, but you've got a massive range of tracks here, you know, on the world tour, the greatest hits as well. So there is something for everyone really, you know, a bit of your classic rock, a bit of again the pop punk, just like I say, a bit of everything. Moving on, a couple of games I've not really spent much time on. Just again, didn't bother with FIFA 15 just yet because I was hoping to have a PS4 before now, but it's not happened. So FIFA 14, just a bit of a football blast, although I've not played that for quite a while now. Hitman Absolution, which again I've still not gone on to playing, but it was only £2 from Cash Generator, so you know, for £2, less than the price of a pint, worth picking up. Picked this up for my wife, mainly because she's a massive fan of Lost. Not a fantastic game, but it's good to see the characters in it. And well, yeah, that's about it. But you know, she played through it all and completed it. Also, fans of Pirates of the Caribbean, so we've got Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, which is quite a good game, like most of the Lego games are. And then Pirates of the Caribbean World's End, quite an early PS3 game. not great, but not terrible. But again, it was only a £5 and that was years ago, so you know, worth just a quick blast for a couple of nights. Taking it to my favourite series of games for what I class as, you know, current gen more or less, which is the Uncharted series. So I've managed to get the first one just on Platinum, and then number 2 in a steel book, which I've had for quite a while now, so I can't remember if it's got anything with it. Yeah, it came with like a couple of like extra codes and things. But yeah, Uncharted 2 is like one of my favourite games from the last few years. I think it's absolutely fantastic, great story and some great action scenes. And then finally Uncharted 3. So when I heard Uncharted 4 was going to be delayed, that was quite gutting. So really bring on 2016. But as I say, there's hopefully going to be enough games that I still want for PS4 to make me buy one as soon as possible. So, moving on, another great game from PS3, again quite an old one now, Heavy Rain, which I thought was absolutely amazing. Now, same team also made Fahrenheit on PS2. I don't think I've got it to hand at the moment, but it's in there somewhere. Fahrenheit I've not got around to actually playing, so I can't really comment on it, but I've heard a lot of good things and seem to remember it getting a lot of good reviews. So when Heavy Rain came out, it looked absolutely stunning, and the best thing is it had so many different endings. I played through it, got one ending, my wife played through it, she got a different ending, and it was just more or less like a film, you know, absolutely fantastic. And at some point I still want to play through it again, that's why I still kept hold of it. Moving on, there's a few more. Ghostbusters, not played this for quite a while, but again the fact that the original cast voiced the characters was a must buy. Also, Red Dead Redemption, something that I've not spent too much time on. I got it when that first came out. Obviously, massive game, and I've just never got around to playing it. You know, I find it a lot easier just to pick up, you know, one of the old retro games and have a blast on that. WWE 2K13, kept hold of that, even though I've got 14 on download on my PS3 because of the Attitude Era. So it's good to obviously see some of the old wrestlers from, you know, those storylines. And then also for another wrestling one, the Legends of WrestleMania. Not a bad game really, and again it was only a few pounds after discount when I worked at HMV, and it's good just to see, you know, all the sort of legends from when I got into it as a kid. And then finally we've got Sega Mega Drive Collection, which is obviously fantastic. Loads of games on that. I think it's about 40, yeah, over 40 gaming classics. So just hours and hours of fun. So that's one definitely worth buying if you are, you know, a retro gaming fan. I've got a couple of other games on my PS3, you know, on download, like Ico, Shadow of Colossus. I've got Metal Gear Solid 4 now, which I've got to bring up here with me. What else? Ni no Kuni as well, which I need to get back into and play that. So there's quite a few now, you know, on from PS Network. So hours of stuff to play, and then obviously there's all the retro stuff as well, which I still need to get through. So that's everything really on my PS3. When I start getting into, you know, the PS4 collection, obviously I'll probably end up doing videos for that as well. And yeah, keep checking out any videos that we post, and no doubt some of these games will be mentioned on the show, you know, in a bit more depth. Thanks for watching.